Hello and welcome to JAWGS Jet Fighter board game version. I think it's 0.92 currently. Um, I wanted to give you a brief instruction on how to play this game, as we've been doing a lot of revisions, and currently it's in a state where we think it's playable. Uh, we also updated a lot of the graphics, but probably if you haven't seen it before, you won't notice this. So let's just get cracking. All right. So basically, it's all about an exercise set in a fictional world that's inhabited by these fun fish creatures that are in this case pilots, and they're taking part of an exercise which is nab of the earth, which means very close to the deck, which happens in Sahara. It's a pun on the red flag exercise outside of Nellis Air Force Base. In this case, it's called the black flag exercise because well, it's sharks, and if there's a black flag on the beach, you don't want to go in the water, right? All right, so it's basically this Hammerhead aircraft. It's all about that one, and there are 7 of them currently. And to each aircraft, there's a profile connected, and you have to choose a profile. That's the first thing you do, and I've set up the board currently for you. Normally you would set that up yourself. There's several profiles to choose from. So this is the Dane, and every profile comes with a profile image that has an RCS value, which is radar cross section, which has a parameter, and you'll have to use that whenever, like, a SAM missile, for instance, wants to log onto you. It's going to have to roll a d6 against your RCS value, and the RCS value is always set in 2. So the first parameter is with your payload on. Let's see if we can find him. There he is. So this is Nate's aircraft. It's called Guppy. And if I turn him around, you can see he's carrying 2 JDAMs, and these 2 JDAMs are causing him to have a slightly higher RCS value than if he was just flying bare. There's also a drag value, but in this case, the aircraft is very slick. It's only carrying 2 bombs, so the drag value here is 2. And if all weapons are expended, or if the weapons are jettisoned, then you can choose to do this in your turn if you want to, and then convert to this value. Then you get the lower value, but in this case, the difference is so small that it's not noticeable in value without decimals. So Nate is a fairly special character to fly, and for this demonstration, I'll pick another aircraft for this side. And let's just pick this up. Oh, you can see here, this is the other side of Nate's character sheet, and it just says that he has the 2 bombs, and there's a little bit of a background for him. So he's flying a light bomber. Alright, don't want that guy. Don't want to fly Eric today. And so this guy is quite fun. This is Charles II, the resident English pilot. And he has, hold on, it's this aircraft. And as you can see, he's carrying a gun pod. It's hard to see, but there's a small hole there. This is also the 2 internal guns, and he's got 2 harm missiles. And harm missiles are anti-radiation missiles, so he would be wanting to chase these SAM launchers here. And all you would pair him up with another aircraft that's carrying bombs, because the entire point of this game is to be 2 aircraft on this side, and you need to take out the FOB. That means forward base of operations. So that's like an ad hoc airfield set up on a country road, and you want to take out the airbase here, and the FOB takes 1 hit to be destroyed, and the airbase takes 2 hits, JDAM hits. So if I want to succeed in my primary mission, I need to choose an aircraft that has, you can see here, he has no bombs. So if I want to go with Charles here, I to choose another aircraft that has bombs. So Pris is a cab pilot. Cab pilot means she's a combat air patrol, and she's only got radar missiles and sidewinders, or IR missiles. And these are meteor missiles, not AMRAAMs like you would have in the U.S. Air Force. These are French-developed AMRAAMs. Put those in because our our real-world pilot is French, and he likes French stuff, so we chose those. Yeah, so this is Zed, and Zed actually has bombs on his aircraft, and you can see here is two of them. So I would be able to go after, for instance, the airbase and completely wipe it out, but my opponent would still have the FOB, and I would still have to go back and rearm at my FOB. As you can see here, I would need to park 1 turn for fuel and 2 turns for stores and fuel, so I would need to rearm. So I had bombs, so I could go out and destroy the FOB as well. Or I could go in with guns. You can actually destroy the FOB with guns, so actually Charles would be able to take care of that because his aircraft has got both an internal gun and M61 Vulcan, which is a Gatling cannon. So it's very good at destroying things. So let's say Zed, that's fine. And here, I need more space because I'm currently have all the characters laid out here. So let's say that's good enough for this side, and all of these we can put somewhere else, like there. So I want to fly Zed, and I want to fly Eric. This is annoying. That's what happens, I suppose, when you're testing, because I set everything up so you guys could see the stuff that we've been doing. So let's say he can be there, and this guy can be here. So this would be this side. Okay, so now I need to arm my aircraft, and as you can see, this guy's got a drop tank, he's got a gun pod, and he's got 2 HARM missiles. And over here we have our infinite bags of holding, and I need some tokens for, let's see, a gun pod, and I need 1 for a drop tank, and I need 2 HARM missiles, please. So that's that one and that one. There we go here. Come on. So the reason that I'm placing these tokens here is just to remember when I've fired the harms that I no longer have them. Just a way of keeping track of my munitions. Also, I need the fuel token. So as you can see here, he's got 22 turns to fly, and when he runs out of fuel, he drops out of the sky. We're trying to put in a rule that has to do with limping home, but currently it's just 22 turns, and then you're removed from play. And this is the fuel box, so whenever he expends fuel, I remove it, and well, this takes care of keeping track of how much fuel the aircraft still has. This orange blotch indicates when the drop tank, this one, is empty, and you can drop it and get a slightly better RCS, radar cross section, and we'll have the SAMs will have a harder time, and other aircraft will have a harder time locking onto this guy. So Zed here, he's got a lot of stuff. So he's got meteor missiles or radar missiles, IR missiles, JDAMs, and a drop tank and a gun pod. So let's go gun pod, drop tank, and oh, didn't want to do that. Radar missile, sidewinder, and JDAM and JDAM. JDAM stands for Joint Direct Attack Munition or something like that. So here, and there. I should set this up so you guys don't have to worry about setting up characters as the first thing when you're playing for the first time. But I really love having choices in my game, so I haven't done it, but I'll make one if you guys ask me to. So there we are. The aircraft, the Hammerhead here, is a fictional aircraft developed by me and our French pilot guy. And in theory, it should actually be able to fly. So here we go. Alright, so that's the storage setup, and I need a fuel token, and it's there. So yeah, okay, so for this side we need to do the exact same thing, so I'll do that very fast. Oh, that's it. So we put it over here. As you can see, Nate is already selected, so I'll try to make a stealth attack with him. And let's go Scandinavian so we can have Nate and Eric. So pressure out. That's Nate. And as you may be able to tell, the aircraft has somewhat of a stealth profile. Hence the radar cross section, which is fairly small, but it's nothing compared to F-22, which I think is like 1.15 square meters. So this is quite large, and that's typically what happens when you carry your stores on the outside. So here we go. And I need a couple of JDAMs. Bloop, bloop. I actually need a lot of JDAMs. Try to avoid using my grown-up language. So Eric is IDS. He's an interdictor. That means he has well, many bombs. So that's 4. That's 6. 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Stop doing that. There we go. Just like that. Fuel token. And because he's carrying so many bombs and they're very heavy, he has a very short range. So you really need to consider where he's going. A couple of sidewinders for self-defense. Nate is the only aircraft in the game that doesn't have an internal gun. You can see here there's no aircraft or guns there, and that's because his profile is simply just to go crazy fast and bomb stuff and then run away. Hit and run, I guess. So here. Okay. And since I'm playing against myself here, it's going to be a little schizophrenic. Which is sort of silly, but just to demonstrate the rules, I hope you will have patience with my erratic explanation. So yeah, this side needs 7 cards, and here they are. If you're playing 2v2, you need 14 cards because you'll each be holding 7 cards, and 7 cards is the limit. At the beginning of every turn, except for your first turn, you draw 2 cards. Most cards has a dual functionality. For instance, this chaff and flare card Its primary functionality is that you can deploy countermeasures and you can remove one missile chasing your jet from play. If you don't want to do that, in the bottom left of the card there's an OR, and in this case you can see there's a small aircraft symbol and it says plus 45 degrees. That means you can turn an extra plus 45 degrees if you expend this card to do that in this turn at no fuel cost. There's Idiot's Loop, which is an over-the-shoulder bomb toss. On a d6 roll of 4 plus, the bomb is successfully sent away in 180 degrees direction of the jet. This is an actual real thing that pilots used to do during the 50s and 60s. Probably still do today. Or you can spend this card to give a deployed weapon plus 1 move this round only. And you can see in the bottom left it also says or, and then there's an icon of a missile and plus 1 tile move. And this is also a way of expending this card if you don't have bombs, for instance. Okay, so yeah, those are the cards in my hand now, and now I need to take off. And I want to take off with, I want to go destroy some SAMs, so I want to use Charles. So, and during takeoff, you're actually invisible because the enemy hasn't detected you yet. So your jet is represented by these cards on the board. You can see 2 of them says decoy and 1 of them says real jet. And when you launch, it's important that your opposing player, doesn't know which aircraft is which. And while your blips, enemy SAMs, and self-propelled anti-aircraft artillery cannot log onto you, so you want to stay as blips for as long as possible. And as you can see here, I'm currently taken off, and that means that my cards have been deployed from the airbase, 1 in each direction. So that's my first move. Every aircraft can, during its movement phase, can move 2 tiles forward, like this. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Or it can move 1 tile forward and rotate 45 degrees. When you're blips, this is 1 aircraft that's represented as 3 blips. They need to stay within 2 tiles range of each other, and they cannot use afterburner. You can only use afterburner when you're revealed. So this is Eric launched, and his real jet is on standby right here for if he gets revealed. He can still use his normal cards, and let's just see here. I have this card, Magnum. So I want to play this card, for instance. You launch a harm missile at an enemy SAM or SPA on a d6 roll of 3 plus. If it is successfully locked and launched. Or I can spend this to move plus 1. But in this case I want to launch this if I have a SAM within range that is within 8 tiles range. Let's just see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's within 8 tiles range. Let's get launching. So Magnum is the radio signal that a pilot would call out if launching a harm missile. This is the missile and bombs turn track, and I've just launched a harm missile, so I'm going to remove it from here, and I'm going to place a harm token at the value of currently, hold on, need to find the harm missile. Here we go, right here. So this missile can move 2 tiles for 8. That means 8 turns, and it can turn up to 45 degrees. And each move, you can either move or you can turn. Let me just demonstrate that. It's basically the same profile as the aircraft. So my jet within range, and this can either be your decoy or your real jet, doesn't matter, because currently these are all the same aircraft, right? So this missile has just been launched, and it starts out on this jet, be it real or decoy, and it moves 1 forward, can't go through the mountain. You can scan through the mountains, but you can't fly through them. You gotta fly around them. Be you either a harm missile or a jet or a radar missile or IR missile or SAM. So it moves one forward, and I want to go around the mountains. So yeah, I turn the missile 45 degrees. So that's that card expended. Don't want to launch this guy before I've cleared out the some of these SAMs because when you get revealed, you get a lot of locks, and that's a bad thing. You're gonna be using a lot of the green cards. And let's see, I can give my. I don't have any bombs on this guy, so I can use the alternative use for this. I can play 2 cards per turn. I can use the alternative function of this to move 1 extra tile. So there you go. Alright. Now that I've taken off, I've expended some fuel, so at the end of my turn I move this, and I also lock this so I don't fool around with it. And this. And this. And I realize that I'm not playing in a hot seat or anything, but because while I'm demonstrating, I would like to have Game Master rights so I can move things around just in case I need to update this. But I hope this video helps in understanding how the game's played. Okay, so that's my turn over, and the harm missile will have to move in the next turn, and now I need to draw 2 cards. And I get a split S. Oh, by the way, these are maneuvers, so you can, for instance, use this card to, in this case, turn 180 degrees and move 1 tile in the other direction. And blue cards are scan cards or detection cards. So this is the way that you remove the enemy blip status. And again. Yeah, red cards are attack cards, so typically involve some sort of weapon. And the green card is a defense card. And you can play green cards during the opposition turn. And that's the only card you can play during opposition. Alright, so now the turn is over for this team, the blue team. And the problem is now that I'm probably gonna... Yeah. So... See, I'm quite new to this, but no matter. We'll just have the exact same hand for this team. But in your case, if you're playing 1v1 or 2v2, you'll have 14 cards on this side. In case of 2v2, 14 cards on this side. And if you're playing 1v1, I recommend, if for starters, just to keep things simple, go with 7 cards per player. So, yeah. Alright, so let's take off. We imagine that we just had a new hand. So this is the real jet and the decoy. And a decoy, alright. So just as before, they start out here and then 1 tile forward, 2 tiles forward in that case, 1 tile forward, turn 1, 1 tile forward, and 1 tile forward. Alright. Do I have any exciting things I can do? I could probably bomb something at some point, but currently I am unable to do so. So instead I can expend, for instance, this card. So instead of doing an Emelman, I'll do the +1 tile move right here. And when you're blips, it goes for all your aircraft. So 1 stays within cohesion. You see there. Okay. And I draw 2 cards. And now I have to discard 1 because I'm above my 7 card limit. So, but this is actually quite good. I need to narrow scan something, and I can narrow scan stuff within range, and this is one of the long range scans. whereas for instance tally-ho, you need just to be within 3 tiles. And narrow scan doesn't have a range limit, it just yeah, unlimited scan range. So narrow scan, and I'm gonna scan that card. So pick up the dice and I put it here. Let's see, roll it. No. It's a 1, so I don't get to reveal that card, sadly. Okay. And I launched, oh, I forgot to tell you, I launched Eric. So Eric is represented by these 3 cards. And he has just expended some fuel. That's about it for this side. So now the other side. Oh my god, I have the exact same cards over here. What a coincidence. So now I want to move again. And I need to, didn't need to discard anything because I played the other card. So normally the procedure would be play a card and move and then play a card, but since there are no cards I want to play currently, well, I can narrow scan again. So let's try scanning that guy. Where's the dice? That's ridiculous. So 1 and move. I'm gonna move 1, 2, turn 1, move 1, turn 1, move 1. So still within 2 tiles range. And now to move the harm missile, and I'm gonna go where and turn 1. And let's see, I have a +1 missile turn. Yeah, +1 missile move here. I'm gonna use the alternate functionality. So there goes the harm missile. 1 more tile. And draw 2 cards. And I can play 1 more card this turn. So gonna play this one for the alternate functionality. And that's +1 move for all my aircraft. Or same aircraft, but all my blips. There we are. And draw 2 cards. So now I need to discard 1. And I'm gonna discard crank. There we go. Organize these a little bit. There we go. Alright, so turnover. This one moves 1 down. This one moves 1. Actually, I'm gonna launch the second jet. So let's see here. Decoy, real jet. Yeah. Gotta make sure there's a real jet in there, else it'll be cheating. So, boop. Naughty. See, now things are starting to get confusing. I'd probably color code these. So I can color code them by wheel. And that did absolutely nothing. Very nice. Okay, I hope you're still with me on how the game proceeds. So these need to move again, and I am just gonna have to remember that these are 1 jet and these are 1 jet. Usability again, it's a beautiful thing, right? Okay, and that means that he also moves. So, okay. Turnover. Meow. So, do I want to play any of the cards here? Not currently. I'm gonna move. Stay within 2 tiles. Gonna launch my second jet. promise you I will have revised this before long. So 7 cards. Can't bomb anything. Maybe I can. But I need revealed aircraft to be able to shoot at these guys. So actually, what I'm looking for currently is scan cards, and I have no scan cards. So, but I can still draw 2, and I can discard 2 if I don't get any. Stay a scan card, but it's a tally ho, so that means I need to stay within. I need to get within 3 tiles range. I'll keep it though. Okay. So, just for clarity, the circle around this aircraft, the automatic detection range, if I can get this, for instance, over here, I would automatically detect that guy. And I can attack him with guns on a d6 roll of 4+, if I can get him within my guns in range, but it needs a card, so you need to draw that card. Just to make it as easy as possible to remember what distance they have this sort of heads-up display around them. Okay, so these are all ready, and I have moved, so I'm gonna move these. And he just launched, so he needs his launch token. Boop. There we go, 7 cards. Alright, turn over. So, let's go fly. Turn 45 degrees, turn 45 degrees, move 1 forward, move 2 forward, no, 1 forward, turn 1. If you steer into a cliff, you're dead. And if you can't turn around, but that's what the yellow cards are for. So turn 1, move 1, and that's 1, that's 1, and that's 1. As you can see, each character sheet has, for instance, Seth is real trigger happy, so he has a positive modifier on guns, but since he's got so much payload, he's got a negative modifier on his evasive maneuvers. And Charles is flying a very light aircraft, so he's got 2 positive modifications, whereas one is also on guns and the other is on his harm. So, do you want to play any of these cards? Nope, but I will use this to move some more. And I will use it to move this aircraft, so Charles's aircraft. So, +1, +1, +1. Spent the fuel. Let's get some cards. And narrow scan. We need to discard 1, or at least play 1. Narrow scan that guy. So 4+. Whoa. Another 1! I'm very good with the dice. So, negatory on the scan. Alright, that's 7 cards, and I've moved all the tokens, so it's a turnover. And let's see. Oddly enough, I don't have any more scan cards except for the tally ho. So move again, turn 1, move again, turn 1, and turn 1, move again. So 1 aircraft. And 1 aircraft. And that's I thought I locked that, but I did not. There Good thing it happened now though. You can see that you need to remember to log them. Alright. This is sort of as exciting as playing chess with yourself and having to explain it at the same time, but I think just for clarity, I need to, well, at least complete another couple of turns so you can see what happens when the decoys are revealed. So, yeah. Fox2, implement. Gonna expand the alternate functionality on this one to move all the aircraft one more turn. So, discard pile. Iant. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I need to discard a card or play one. I'll move another one. Alternate functionality for these guys. Still 2 tiles within range. Alright. Okay. Those are moved. Turn over. Let's see here now. He is within 1, 2, 3, 4. He's 4 tiles. Dang it. Okay. So in this case, I'll move this first. Coming down the trench. Oh dear. So I can't do that because this guy needs to stay within 2 tiles range. 1, 2. So instead I'll do that. Alright. And 2 cards. Terrain mask. Nope. I need scan cards currently. So instead I will go with so this is gonna be very weird, but I'm gonna move my missile and it's gonna go here. Not meaning that he's gonna be destroyed or anything because he's still a blip, so he can't be affected, but the missile is now effectively over here. Gonna move that one more time. And that's about it. Need to expend another card. We'll go with here we go. Another 45-degree turn. So there. Okay, that's it for this turn. Move the fuel markers. And this guy can now drop his drop tanks, so he's gonna be, instead of having a RCS value of 0.76, he's now 0.66, which should be corrected there. So there's a small bug from my part. I need to remove that and put in 0.6. No, actually that's true, because he's riding with his stores, his pylons on, so the that reflects, that's the reason for that value. So he can only get to 0.7. Alright, turn over. I'm a girl. There's a hard missile on top of my token. It's a bad day for me. So as you can see here, this goes for the tokens as well. So if I can put my token, I'll just remove this. If I can put that within range of this guy, these will reveal each other. So I can reveal that's decoy jet, that's a decoy jet. So now the cards are just removed And that one is removed. Okay. Move this. And there we are. And a couple cards. Expend that one to move further. This is a little suicidal, but why not? Alright. Collision issue. Okay. So things are going to be exciting next turn. Stay with me if you want to. Actually, let's make it exciting this turn. And I choose only to move that decoy target because these would need to rotate as well. I can't do that right now. Okay. Here we go. And there we go. So, turn over. Move those guys. Alright. So that's the real jet. That's the decoy. That's the real jet. Okay. So the first one we launched over here was Eric. And first one we launched over here was Charles. Exciting stuff. So now I remove the remaining blips for Charles, and I remove the remaining blips for Eric. And that's about it. Okay, fun is about to hit the fan. I will need to turn. Whoa. Let's remove this guy just momentarily. Kablooey! So the harm missile hits the SAM, and the SAM is removed from play. And the harm missile is removed from play. Put it over here. Matter of fact, put this one over here so I have a memorandum of the killing of the SAM. Okay. Now all of these SAMs and SPAs here, for instance, this SPA has just become active because there's a jet here that they can see. And so this one has a range of 2 and it locks on D6 if I can roll beneath the aircraft's drag value. And the aircraft drag value of Eric is 3 because he still has got his stores on. So, and that's a 3. So I rolled. So now Eric is just destroyed. Beautiful. Okay, so that was a very bold move from Eric's part, but he's now dead. And so there's no SAM within 7 tiles range. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, he is. And actually, this is nope. That's okay. So SAM has a range of 7, and it locks on with a D6 roll against the aircraft's RCS. And the aircraft's RCS in this case is 1.76. That means I need to roll 4 or below to lock him. I know the texture is very low resolution, but you can see 4 and 1.64, and the next step is 1.8 or 0.8. So 4 or below. He doesn't lock him. Goody gumdrops. Okay. So now I'll move. Here we go. Stay within 2 tiles. And now I can use my afterburner. And we're going to do something amazingly suicidal again, just to demonstrate. And afterburner expends 2 fuel boxes. So in this case, I will have to here 1, 2 fuel boxes. But that means that I can turn upwards of 90. I won't do that currently. I'll use and I can split the 90 turn up for doing it over 2 times. So instead I can do 45, move 1 forward, 45, and then 1 forward more. So all in all, it's actually. So this is 1 move, 45-degree turn. 1 move forward, that's 1 move, so that's 2 moves, and 45-degree turn, that's 3 moves. So, and that doesn't get. Oh, I can play tally ho. So I'll play tally ho. And select 1 enemy blip within 3 tiles. Roll d6 on a roll of 2 plus. The blip is revealed, and I'll choose that blip. 3. It is revealed. And it's the real jet. Hooray! Hello there, Nate. Trying to sneak around, are you? There we go. Alright. So that's the real jet, and I have on this guy, I don't have any radar missiles. No, I don't. So that's a pity because I have a Fox 3 right here, ready to go. And I can remove these decoy cards now because the jet is revealed. I put this in the discard pile, and I can remove this because the harm has hit. So let's see here. Actually, Set can launch an AMRAAM. Even though he's still blipped, he can still fire. So I'll launch a Fox 3. Roll 1d6 against the enemy jet's RCS value. Lower than RCS means radar missile successfully fired and move towards the enemy jet. So that's just the decoy token closest. So this guy that's going to fire. And the RCS value of Nate is 0.6. And we can just look at the SAM again because it's the same. So if I want to hit Nate, I need to roll 3 or below. Well, I don't hit him, but I lock him. So now I need a radar missile, and I need a lock token that I can remember corresponds to it. So this blue one and this blue one. And this is the guy that's firing. And Nate, you're now locked. Here we go. And this moves actually starts out like that. So a radar missile moves 3 for 6, turn 90. So 1 turn is 45 degrees here, and 1 forward, and 1 forward. It's occupying the same space, it's not on top of him like that. And I put in a radar missile token here, and it only has 6 turns. So yeah, let's put it there. So it starts out here, and when it reaches here, I have to remove it from play unless it's hit its chosen target. Alright, so Draw 2 cards. Oh, and here's the gun card. And I don't have any enemy blips anymore, so this that's real mean, because of course this hand also goes for the opposition side now, which is silly. I know. Oh, remove that. Okay, so now Nate wants to do something about the incoming missile, and he's gonna. These are. I'm playing the other side currently because well, you can play defensive cards in the other person's turn. So I'm gonna play evasive maneuvers, and I need a 5+ to dodge it, and it didn't happen. So yeah, now it's weird because I have yeah. I'll take care of that in a little bit. All right, that's that turn. And housekeeping. Draw 2 cards. Oh dear. I would like to get the heck away from here. So turn on the burner, and 1, 2, like so. 1, 2. I'm gonna play this card to reveal this radar sweep. So that's 1d6 for each enemy radar blip currently on the map. So there are 3. And I need a 6 to reveal them. So that was for that one. That was for that one. And they're not revealed, so goes back to tile, and I want to move some more, and I can't do so currently. I can move back, but I cannot move forward, so that's a pity. Nate, you're in trouble. And Eric, you're dead. Okay. Turn over. Draw another 2 cards. So don't need narrow scan anymore. And don't need that. And I will use this. It's 1, 2, 3, and Nate is now kaput. So yay! Win scenario. Blue side wins. So this got a little long, but I hope you understand some of the content now. From this usability test, I realized I need to change the colors, or at least have some more colors for the blips, so I'll do that very soon and upload it to the workshop. But I hope you've found this interesting. I know it's a little boring, but it's a complex game, and I think it's fun when you get into it, and it's definitely fun, more fun playing other people than myself, especially when I'm playing in hot seat, so I don't have to share the deckhand with myself, or the cards with myself. So yeah, that's about it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you later.